we have to allow it to reach 100%. Then from there, we'll move on and see how these things are going to be done. Okay. Then let's wait for it to give us the login page. Then we can move on. Right. Then from there, we are almost there. We are only waiting for the login page to come in. Once the login page comes in, we push in our credentials. Then we start our job or our journey into the main CA Premier accounting process. Here we are. The main page has come through, or the login page. The next thing we need to do is to move on. You push in our login credentials, our password 2020 here. Then from here, we choose Confirm, then main stores here, which could be your head office or something which you prefer. Okay, from there, as you can see, we are almost approaching 100%. Then let's see, our clock is running, which is a signal to tell us to say, oh, everything is okay, the codes are in perfect or tip-top conditions. So now, without wasting time, let's start with procurement. Procurement, you always start with a requisition. Once a requisition is given to you, then you create an order. Let's assume that we have a requisition in our hands. We are told to create an order for 10 bags of sugar. Okay, so from there, what we do is we create an order. To create an order, you need a supplier there. So as you can see, we have already 2 suppliers. The other one is supplies power, which is a utility. Yeah, so that one we don't need it. The other one is Lusaka's Super Supplies Limited. This is where we can buy our sugar here. Then we push in the date, which is today's date. When we are creating an order department, we can say, okay, maybe admin there, right? Then what currency are we going to use here? Okay, Zambian kwacha. Okay, so here, delivery terms soon. Okay, payment method 30 days credit period. 30 days period credit period there. All right. If there is a quotation, you put the quotation number. If there is none, you just put not applicable here. So now what are we buying? We are buying 50 kg of sugar here. Okay. And that one we have to stock it where? Main stores. Okay. How many? 10. At how much? 125 per bag. Okay. Maybe we negotiated for a discount. Let's say 1.5%. Okay. Now, VAT 16%. Okay, fine. So now, all right. Okay, so we say there, okay. That's it. Our order is done. We just save it there. If you still want to amend your order, you can come here under select purchase order to edit. You can edit. You see it comes back here, but we don't want to do that. You can have the order. If you want to print an order, purchase order, you can print it here. Okay, just select the date. If you don't know the date when it was created, you can push this one back. Okay, so that you have a greater range, and you select today's date. So you should be able to find it there. Then preview it here, so that you see how the order looks like. Okay, a purchase order, I mean, yeah. Once you see the purchase order, you can have it printed. Once it's printed, send it to the client. Okay, there it is. This is the purchase order, properly done, everything done. Yeah. So as you can see, the 30 days credit period, the payment terms, everything done. The VAT, whatever, all those things are done, even in the discount there. Okay, fine. So now, the next thing we need to do is close there. Okay, then let's assume that now finally we have received the goods. Remember, at order stage, there are no accounting entries which are there. Why? Because the liability is not yet created. Errorability is only created when we receive the goods. It means that now we have custody of those goods and we are now responsible for whatever happens to those goods. So now when you go under inventory, you create the GRIN for the goods which you have received. So now we create the GRIN, okay, and you see, let's say we receive the same day, if we are lucky, then you select the purchase order here. Make sure you select the purchase order, and that purchase order must be the correct purchase order. Don't just select it anyhow. Have a printed purchase order, and it should be in your hands, and select it from there. You select it there, then the currency here, you check what the currency which is on the purchase order there. If it's USD, it means that now you have to push in the correct exchange rate here. Now, since it's quarter to quarter, I'll push in 1. Okay. Then here, you select the supplier. Please make sure you select the supplier appearing on the order here. Okay. In this one, in this case, it's Lucas, not Jones. As you can see, it's pulling now the order there. It has blinked and disappeared. So now, if I want to see the GRIN which is created, I'll simply requery there. You see, the GRIN are created automatically the moment as long as you have pushed in the correct order, the correct foreign currency, and the supplier. Everything is created for you. You don't have to do anything unless you receive less items here. Okay, then you can amend the quantity there so that the other quantity can come on the other GRIN which will come sometime later. Okay, once it is done, then you can save. Yeah, if everything is received and as per order, you just save and exit. Okay, then now the next thing which you need to do is to make sure that you print the GRIN here. Okay, you print the GRIN which is today's date. Okay, after printing the GRIN, you attach it to the order. Okay, so that you have, remember we are using the three-way matching: purchase order, GRIN, and the invoice. So we are in the second matching now. No, we have done the first matching, which is at the GRIN level. Okay, as you can see here, this is our GRIN. The quantities are showing there. Okay, the values of the quantity, everything is showing there. Okay, yeah, and the amount in kwacha same. Even the person who has created it. Okay, now, okay, we matched the first matching. We have done it against the PO, purchase order. So we close that. Now the next thing is to post the purchase order here. All right. So we go here and post the the GRIN. Sorry, we post the GRIN. Okay, so that the accounting entries can be created. Okay, or errorability if you like it that way. So we post it here. All right, now you can see what it says. Please note that your GRIN matching with the order is now complete. Why? Because there is nothing that is remaining on the order, and automatically that order closes automatically. Even if I go there and check it now, I cannot amend that order because it's closed. Okay, yeah, you can't do anything. It's too late now. Okay, now for you to understand what I'm talking about, let me try to go back there and see, since I know the order is order number 1, so I suppose I go there and try to amend that order. Yeah, here is not there, but I can still do this. Let's see what happens if I do this. You see, this document is already approved and it cannot be amended. There's nothing that I can do about it. It's gone. It's already gone. You can't amend an order which is complete and closed. You can only amend an open order. Okay. All right, people, let's keep on moving. Now, at this point, let's assume that we have also received an invoice. You come under input supplier invoice. Okay, so that we do the matching now. You match that one. Okay, you match the supplier invoice to the order and the GRIN. and the invoice. So three-way matching here. So the invoice date, okay, let's say this is the invoice date here. Now the document which is invoice here, all right. Then here, what is the foreign currency rate? It's kwacha to kwacha, so 1. Invoice number, maybe my invoice number is like this, okay, or ZR, okay, like that. So now here, who is the supplier? Make sure you pick the correct supplier. As you can see here, is Rakas. The moment you do that, the GRIN is copied, is matched with the invoice. Now your job is to do simply this. You requery here and you make sure that whatever is on the invoice is matching to this. That's what we mean by three-way matching. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, this is what we ordered, and everything matching, invoice number, everything, VAT, and the rebate is also there. So all now we need to do is to save it. That's all. We are done. So now the next thing is to post the purchases here. Post the purchases there. Okay. So now here we selecting the journal, purchases journal, and match it again to the GRIN. Then post. Okay, that's it. So we have posted it. It's complete. I'll say okay. Let the double entry now run and finalize all the entries. Journal post successive close. Okay, yeah. So at this point, people, we are done. Let's see, look at the accounting entries the way they are looking at the moment, right? So I'll use the trial balance, which allows me to select only for the day so that we are able to see the entries for the day. Yeah, remember the trial balance goes through all the tables, which in this case, it has to go through all the 121 tables there, which are operating the CA premium accounts. So now, after seeing that, as you can see, there is the sales are also there, which we did the other time. Now what has happened is the order the supplier which we did is also showing here. This amount includes the VAT as well. Okay, so initially when you are at the GRIN stage, this amount is seated under GRIN suspense. But the moment you bring in an order, an invoice, it comes to creditors. So now, this is what has happened. This is 1,431.3025. So now, when you go to the supplier ledger, see the way how supplier ledger looks like. Okay, this is the ledger which you have to send, which you have to compare with the ledger that will come from the supplier. So before you do the payment. So here you type in creditors. Okay. Then preview here. Okay. So those who are dealing with remember the amount which was showing there was 1,041.25. It's the same one here. This is the invoice number and everything. So this is the amount which is owing, or which we have to pay this guy called or this company called Lusaka Super Supplies Limited. Okay, so now what happens when we pay? We are paying by check. For those who are already in the industry, they know what it is. When you make a pay, you draw it today. It doesn't mean that within seconds it's already cleared in the bank. That is a lie. It doesn't work that way. Banks, it takes time to clear a check. It can take maybe 2 to 3 days. So now, what do we do? Do we credit the cash book right away when the check is not even yet cleared? No, that is wrong accounting. Although previous or some other accounting packages, they directly credit the cash book. Okay, when the person who is reconciling the bank statement, all those unpresented checks are taken as unpresented and added back to the cash book. But that is not a good thing. What if you are doing the final accounts today? How are you going to account for unpresented check? Because you would have already removed them from the cash book, and also the liability would have gone down. What entries are you going to pass? So to avoid that, what we do, we involve what we call payment control accounts. Okay. When you are paying a supplier through a check, you are crediting a payment control account, signifying that even if we are showing that we have paid the supplier, meanwhile the amount in the bank hasn't yet changed or reduced. In short, the liability we haven't yet relinquished until the payment goes through the bank. So now see what is going to happen now here. So you go under purchases and the payment voucher here. Okay, we wanted to pay now. We are paying who? Lakas. Okay, when? Today. So where is Lakas? Lakas is here. Okay, reference number. So we say maybe this is the check number 1456. Okay, yeah. Now, what is the invoice which we are paying? Okay, this is the invoice which we are paying. As you can see, it has given us everything. It has copied the invoice number and the amount to pay there. Okay, so now if you are paying in installment, you put the amount which you want to pay here. You can edit there. If you are paying the full amount, you simply say here only the comment full and the final payment. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, and simply save. All right, that's it. Yeah, you close it here. Okay, then now all you need to do now is to simply come and print the payment voucher. Okay, that's it. Print the payment voucher where? Here. Okay, and select, yeah, this one. This is the payment voucher and preview it. Okay, there is our payment voucher now. Okay, yeah, payment voucher there. Okay, as you can see, properly printed. Yeah, people can sign. You know, it's very clear here down here where people are supposed to sign received by whatever. Everything is already done there, and the amount to pay is that invoice number, check number, yeah, description, full and final payment. We know to say this is the final payment which we are making. Yeah, as simple as that. Now, since we have done, we have printed that, then this account at the end, if we check the ledger there for this guy, how does it look like? It looks like this. Okay, so we come here 14 to 14. Let's see what happens here. Okay, creditors here. All right, preview here. You wait a little bit. This is what has happened. Can you see here? The invoice which we are paying is that, which is referencing this invoice number under which check number 1456. This makes it easier for the accountants to reconcile because you know the invoice which we are paying for. All those invoices which are not referenced, it means that we haven't yet paid. So you simply put it in Excel if you want. This ledger you can take in Excel and you make a reconciliation. Because the reconciliation is now a self-explanation. You will be just looking at, oh, okay, this invoice was paid on check number, whatever, like that. Is there a balance that is remaining here now? There's nothing. That's why how you move on the payment. So we have covered the payment for materials. What about now? This payment which we have done is not yet cleared by the bank, so it doesn't involve the cash book. Now, what happens? What are the double entries now which are there? Okay, let's do this now. You come to your trial balance and you see what has happened here. You come here, right, and the preview. Okay, it takes a bit of some time or some seconds because it has to go through 121 tables here. Yeah, so that it checks all the relevant entries to be done. As you can see, the creditors have disappeared. Why? Because it's zero. But now it has introduced an account called payment control account. So this payment control account means there is a check which hasn't yet gone through the bank. Once the check has gone through the bank, you simply pass a journal, debit payment control account, and credit your cash book. That's when the cash book comes in. Okay? If it was a receipt, we are going to see a receipt control account. It means that cash, a check received from the customer, but not yet gone through the bank. As simple as that. So, which means that in this case, you won't have issues of uncredited and unpresented checks because you have this account. Even if you you make the final accounts today, all these accounts will appear on the balance sheet. Signifying that okay, there are some checks which we are done but not yet cleared. Okay, it makes life easier for the auditors. Okay, when you check the total balance here, it's also balancing. Okay, balancing to zero. So now we close there. So now what happens if we are paying electricity to the supplier of those utilities? What you do in that case, you go and invoice from any utility. It doesn't involve stocks. Now what do you do? Because you can't pass a GRI, there is no stock involved. So you use a channel. You say create a channel here. Okay. Now here you put the date, which is okay, maybe today's date or whatever date it is. Yeah, reference, you put the invoice number of whatever it is. Whatever that invoice is. Now, here you tap, yeah. Foreign currency, if it is in dollars, put the correct exchange rate. Now, this is Zambian kwacha, so I'll put 1. Now, the supplier of the electricity is Jones. Okay, I'll select it there. Okay, then I'll come here and say, okay, electricity. Expense. This is an expense. I will say being electricity used in the month of February. Okay, if it is for February, whichever month, 2021. Okay, yeah, now booked. Now, instead of retyping in the second line, I'll just copy this one so that when it goes in the second line, I'll just paste it there. So now, which department? So in this case, we'll take it to admin. Okay. So let's say how much is it? Maybe it is 25,000 kwacha. Okay. Yeah. If there is a VAT which you are claiming there, VAT is claimable there. Okay. Maybe it's includes okay. Maybe there is 16%, which is 4,000. So I'll say okay, fine. That is the VAT. That is the amount before VAT. Now, what is my input VAT? Is there any VAT input here? Yeah, VAT input is there. So I'll put it there. Yeah. Then okay, I will still say admin here, right? Then how much? 4,000. Okay. Yeah. Then now creditors. Yeah, I'll post how much? 29. Okay. So how much is there? 29. As you see it here on top here. So I'll simply copy that one, 29,000. Okay. Finish. That's it. I'm done. Okay. And save my journal. That's all. Yeah. Yes. Saved. If I want to amend this channel, I will simply come here and requery it. Okay. It comes back there. I can do whatever I want to do, but I don't want to do anything. Now the next thing is to post my journal. Since it's balancing, I'll just come here and do the journal posting here. Okay, then select here, post the journal, post the journal. Okay, it's posted here, right? Now, the next thing, let's see, the ledger for this one, Jones Power Supplies Limited, and you see what has happened there with this one, yeah, that one. Okay, yeah, right. Oh, sorry, I'll press the wrong button here. I'll go back there and select it again. Right, right, Jones as creditors. Okay, preview here. Let's see. As you can see, there is a liability of 29,000 under who? Jones. Yeah. So which says being electricity used in the month of February 2021. Document number is that one. Okay. Yeah. Amount there. All right. Okay. And the balance to be paid is 29,000. Right. Yeah. Which includes the VAT. Okay. Now, when I come here now, okay. Now let's see my trial balance, how it looks like. Okay. Now come here and you say, right, this is my TB for the day. Let's see, query it through and see what is going on here. Okay. Let's see how the entries are coming up. Then we move on. All right. Have you seen the expense? We have an expense of 25,000 here. All right. But the creditors is gone up there. With it, you remember that 29 there? Yes. Then, okay, empty VAT, there is a 42 there, which is also added to some other VAT empty, which has also which also came through from the other invoices. Yeah, yeah. So the total is balancing there. So our trial balance is very clean. So as accountants, you should be monitoring your accounts like this. So we cross there, we move on. Now let's try to pay that amount, okay? And see what happens from there. You raise a payment voucher here, okay? Yeah, now you put the date here. What date? Let's say maybe today's date as well. Then who Jones Power Supply. Now again we are paying now check number like this. Let's say you indicate check here so that the person reconciling the check number, reconciling the accounts should never have problems. Maybe that's the check number. Yeah. Then if you don't write things properly, it will be difficult for someone to reconcile. So this is the invoice which I'm paying. Okay, as you can see, it comes there. All right. So I'm paying how much? 29,000. Okay, final payment. Final payment. Okay. All right. Okay, save. Okay. Now, the next thing which I have to do is to, okay, let's try to check and see how my ledger is looking like, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, under that one. Okay. Let's see what has happened. Can you see here? We are saying this is the invoice which I'm paying on this check. How much am I paying? 29,000. Okay. So is there any balance remaining? No balance remaining. Okay. This is what happens there. So we are done here. Now, let's assume that the 29,000 has now gone through the bank. So now, in this case, it means that now I have to involve the cash book. So I'll simply come here and say create cash book. So now I will simply do this. Yeah. Now, reference, it should have been the check number here, but unfortunately I didn't copy the check number there. But all the same, that is not a problem. I'll simply say X there, meaning I'll have to go back and get the actual reference there. Okay. Then from here, let me select my Jones here as a supplier. Then I'll say creditors. Okay. Final payment. Final payments. Okay. If you have invoice number, you can put the invoice number there. Okay. So how much are we paying? 29,000. Okay. Right. Then payment control account. Oh, sorry. Here now. Here now, the amount is now involving the cash book. So the cash book is involved now. Okay. So we are going to say that. So like that. Okay. How much is the amount? That's it. I'll cross here. Now we go there. Remember there I didn't put the correct reference. I need to come here and get the correct reference for the invoice which we are paying for. So I'll come here and select it again so that I get the correct reference here. So under Jones, okay. So I'll say creditors. I did this deliberately, something which I want to you guys to learn. Yes. Have you seen that here there is a debit of 29? I did it deliberately for you people to learn something. This amount, the final payment, is supposed to go to payment control account to go and clear it, but deliberately I brought it here. Yeah, so that at least you guys, you have an opportunity to learn. Okay, the check which is being cleared is check number 123-5689. 123, let me write it somewhere. 123-5689. Okay, so I'll close it there. Since my journal is not yet posted, I did deliberately for the purpose of you guys to learn. Yeah, otherwise you would have not gotten anything. I'll go back there to my journal and do the correction. How do I do it? The correction. I'll come here and select it back. Okay. Now here I've got an opportunity to put the check number. So I'll say checking. Okay, CQ number. What's that? 123-5689. Okay. Yeah. Now here I'm now going to use the correct account, which is the payment control account. Fine. Okay. That's it. So you can see when the check is cleared, it's only involving two accounts, a cash book and a payment control account, meaning the liability at this time or position is finally cleared. Okay, so now I will save my check, my journal there. Okay, then close here. Now I can go ahead and post my JV here. because now I'm clear, everything is done. Okay, yeah, there we are. There we are. I've posted it. Now, if I go here under purchases, okay, purchases ledger, okay, let's see what is happening here. Okay, we need to go step by step. People, follow me so that you understand what happens in these things. Okay, right? Let's see. Have you seen that this creditor's ledger is not affected by the clearance? Why? Because at the time when we created the check, we had taken it here. So now this remains clear now. Okay, but now there is an account which is affected there. Let's check the trial balance. Okay, when I go to the trial balance here, see now what happens with it. The payment control account. We only find one entry for 1,400 there only. Yeah. Why? Because now you see the cash book also coming with a credit of 29,000. Let's wait a little bit for this thing to go through. Then it tells us the whole story. See people now. Do you see the cash book now? There's a 29,000 which is showing that he is paid. Finally paid. It has hit the bank. Okay? Yeah. Now have you seen the payment control account? There is only 1,431 here. Okay? Now, if that 1,431 is also paid, let's see what will happen. Can we go and do the same? It will still come here now. There it will be 0. Okay? So let me write it somewhere. 1,431.25. Let's move together, guys. This is pure accounting, guys. Yeah, we move on, right? Okay, we come here under advanced. Since we have seen that the check has gone through, okay, we come here and do this. Okay, right? Okay. Now, since we don't know the check number, we'll go and pick it there. Let's create the journal. So 1 to 1. Okay. Now, the supplier, we know the supplier is Lucas, sorry. Okay. So we are saying here, okay, payment control account. Okay. Final payment. If you want, we can put even the invoice number there. Okay. So you see how much is it? 1431.25. Okay, right? It involves now the cash book because it has okay, it has gone through the bank. Oh, sorry. Final payment. Okay, 1431.25. That's it. Save this one. But we haven't finished because we still need the reference. We want to post the journal. We need to go to here, the supplier ledger, so that we get the references. Once we get the references, then we can move on. We are almost there, guys. There is no need to worry. So, was it Lucas? Yes. Yeah, Lucas, sorry. Creditors. Then preview. Yeah. All what we want is the check reference, nothing else. Okay. It's check number 1456. Okay. Good. Yeah. So we go there and put the correct reference for guys who are reconciling the things, the cash book, not to get lost. So we'll record it here and put check number 1456. Okay, that's one. You can save it and then close it here. Okay, now after doing that, we need to post this. Okay, so to post that, you come here and post your check, your check payment which has cleared by the bank. Okay, here we are. Yeah, So now, now let's check our cash book. How is my cash book look like? Okay, there we are. We check our cash book here. So like this. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Okay. Oh, sorry. Where do we go now? Okay, here we can go on the ledger here. General ledger printing report. Let's see. Okay. All right. Now which one? No, it was I think a cash on hand. Cash on hand. Oh, not this side. Here's the cash on hand. Okay. Is it? Let's see how things are. This one. Right. 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 So at the end of the day, once we are done with this, we can check our trial balance. Yeah, things are okay. Yeah. So these are the entries which we pass to people. Yeah. And this is the ledger. Okay. Yeah. So in the ledger, they look like that. Okay. General ledger. This is the cash book. Yeah. So okay. So just one moment again. Let me check something here. Okay. Which one did I? Okay. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Oh. Okay. So let's do this. Okay. Mm. This is the normal cash book. Those who wanted the cash book, this is the way how the cash book, your cash book looks like. Okay, you have the check numbers referenced there so much that when you are reconciling with the bank statement, this is what you'll be looking for. Okay, I think it's very clear there. So those are the entries which we posted, and the total is that. As simple as that. I don't think that a person will have a problem. At this point, guys, we are almost coming to the end of our presentation or our learning process. Those who want to do the fixed asset, there is a, here you capture your fixed asset here. There is a form here. Okay, you can enter the fixed asset there. You can do whatever you want. After that, you can close. Okay, those who want to do budgeting, you can do your budgeting here. This is here where you create the budgets there. As you can see, if I come here, I will see my accounts, all the accounts where you can assign the budgets. They are there. All right. Yeah. If you want to print the budget statement, yeah, there is the budgeted income statement here. It's also there. Yeah. If I do this, to see if there is anything, it will pick. If there is nothing, it won't pick. Yeah. Let's see, if I do this, it should be able to pick something if there is anything. As you can see, yeah, I have not posted any budget, but all those, you can see the revenue which I have is there. The expense, which is, you remember electricity, it's coming here. If there was anything budgeted, it would have come here. Then you compare with your budget there. So these things are very straightforward. Whenever you are using Nectar, the CI Premium Accounting Solution, you are safe. You have everything under your control. Thank you so much, guys.